Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I'm bringing you my 100 subscriber battle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get free-for-all going for you guys. It just took way too long, and nobody really seemed up to the challenge. So we're going to settle on this 2 versus 2 that I played with one of my subscribers, James the Great. You can see that he is playing as the Aztecs, and I am playing as Milan. And we are charging out quite a bit of infantry. We're going to have some different tactics in this game. Charging out a lot of infantry and some cav. This is pretty stereotypical of Medieval 2 battles. But James the Great, he's going to sally out to about 4 or 5 units of these Aztec warriors. Looking at the enemies, we've got the English over here, being played by Is-Vinit Gaming. And then over on this side, we've got Venice, played by Capno-Thashaman. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce your name, man. But yes, the rules were 1 art per player and no guns. That was pretty much the only 2 rules. So we can just pause this here and take a look at the army comps, just because the battle will start very soon. So looking at England, he's got a lot of these retinue longbows in the front, probably 4 or 5 units of them. Then he's got a culverin, and his general bodyguard is actually in the arty piece. That's very interesting. And then he's got some armored sergeants, 2 units of them. And then he's got some heavy billmen, 2 units. Then he's got, looks like 3-4 units of dismounted feudal knights. And he's got 2 units of armored swordsmen. 2 or 3 units, actually, because there's... Yeah, he's got armored swordsmen over there. And then on this flank as well, another armored swordsman. Let's just run over to the Venetian side here, take a look at their army. Yeah, so we got some Venetian heavy infantry, of course, classic for the Venetians. So he's got, looks like 5 units of them. Then he's got some dismounted feudal knights. And he's got some Venetian archers. More feudal knights, more feudal knights. And then he's got 2 units of Knights Hospitallers, so a decently rounded army there. And I forgot to show you guys over here, England bringing a couple units of mailed knights as well. So here is our glorious army. So I am playing as Milan, so you can see I've got my general's bodyguard in a dismounted feudal knight, and I've got 3 other units of dismounted feudal knights. I've got a catapult. I have the Carraccio standard. I've got 4 units of Genoese crossbowmen, so really deadly archer force. And what else do I got around here? I believe I have 4 units of dismounted broken lances and 4 units of dismounted men-at-arms. And I also have the 2 units of mailed knights outside. Looking at James the Great's Aztec army, he's got a lot of jaguar warriors. You can see they are all over on this flank. He's got some Chuachique. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, he's got some of those. What else has he got? He's got some arrow warriors back here, 3 units of them, and his general's bodyguard over here. And he's got more Jaguar warriors. And then he has the Aztec warriors that are out front. So I think about 4 units of them. So let's get started with this battle here. Really, really interesting tactic by James the Great. Sending out a lot of infantry. Taking a look at the balance of power, it's just about dead even at this point. Maybe a hair in our favor. This is a 2v2 siege, so the attackers do have their work cut out for them. But the money was 24,000 for the defenders and 30,000 for the attackers. So they do have a 6,000 advantage. And we're going to start things off right now. We got the mailed knights for England coming in against these Aztec warriors. He's going to try to withdraw them as quickly as he can. But yeah, nice charge there. You can see the arrows coming in from the arrow towers. We've got them activated. Some of his units are just kind of retreating, but they will come out in a bit. And I'm going to reinforce with my mailed knights as well, charging in. You can see a second unit of mailed knights from England coming in. He's... Oh! Oh, wow, I missed that charge because of this guy. He always wants all the glory. Oh, man. But, yeah, nice counter charge into my mailed knights, killing a couple of them there. But this unit of mailed knights is shaken, just because they're kind of sandwiched between the Aztec infantry and my cav. And this unit of mailed knights is doing well against my cav. Yeah, so they are breaking. The Aztec warriors, they're going to move around the flank and try to lock in these English mailed knights. So, pretty beefy cav battle going on right now to start it off. Yeah, the infantry is closing in. You can see that this unit of mailed knights is also shaken, which is very good for us, getting 2 units of cav off the field. I believe that the cav unit does return from routing. Yes, you can see that it's steady, and it will attack again. Yeah, I think they broke in there. And the culverine is actually firing into this blob here. Probably going to be a decent charge by the mailed knights. They've got their lances down. Here it comes. Nice. Yep, killing a couple more of the Aztec warriors. But it's a pretty fair trade-off. These are pretty cheap units, the Aztec warriors, so... I was going to pull my troops over here, but they are just getting wiped out by the retinue longbows, so we're actually going to go and focus the armored swordsmen on this siege tower that has been destroyed. So my 2 units about down, one down to about 2/3 strength, and the other down to... they're about the same. Actually, they're about half, maybe, I would say. 48 and 42. You can see the Aztec warriors are coming around as well. These armored swordsmen here, they're going to try and counter-charge. I was hoping that my lances would come out with the mailed knights. There we go. A decent charge, but not the best one. So I'm going to try and disengage from that fight as quickly as I can. Let the Aztec warriors get in and soak up the damage. And then I'm going to try to flank around with my mailed knights and get a rear charge on the armored swordsmen. This is a pretty expensive unit to lose, so... Killing about maybe 8, but also losing about 10. Yeah, 10 to 10, so... Pretty fair trade-off because these mailed knights are pretty cheap, so... But yeah, we're taking them out. On the other side, the Venetians are actually at the walls. Or, sorry, these the English armored swordsmen are at the walls. And the Venetians are putting their ladders up. They're going to be getting into the fight very quickly.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
Come on, get those ladders up, men. Yeah, so a lot of Venetians ready to climb up here. Looking over at that other unit of armored swordsmen. Yeah, you can see they're completely surrounded, so they were slaughtered, which is excellent for us. At this point, I'm kind of withdrawing my troops from this side. I noticed that England really isn't engaging right now, so we're just pretty much going to focus on the English on the walls and also the Venetians that are coming up as well. You can see we've got some Jaguar warriors coming up to fight the Venetian heavy infantry on the walls. Actually doing some good damage to these heavy infantry. The Jaguar warriors, I believe, do have a decent melee attack, but low melee defense, so... Being that they're wearing Jaguar pelts, I'm sure you guys could have figured that one out on your own. Yeah, so initial charge was good, but you can see the Jaguar warriors are actually kind of getting shredded by the Venetian heavy infantry. And at some point soon, I will actually move up my Genoese crossbowmen to put them in a position to fire against these troops on the wall.
Steel and valiant hearts must be our walls now.
Yeah, so I don't know. There may have been a miscommunication between the two players, but it's never, ever a good idea to attack in a siege one at a time. I think they would have had better chances if they attacked at the same time, because you can see all of this is open here. Like, the English could have definitely conquered the walls very easily. We were really focused on just kind of 2v1ing the Venetians on the wall. But yeah, you can see I'm sending up some dismounted broken lances, and I've got some dismounted men-at-arms headed up the walls to take on the heavy infantry as well. And here comes my crossbows. 2 units of very deadly crossbows. So they're gonna move up and just set themselves up like right along this wall here and just fire at the Venetian heavy infantry. More of my men getting up onto the walls. See them climbing up. Yeah, so there you go. You can see setting up my crossbows. Oops. Sorry, guys. They got a perfect shot. So some of them are going to fire up, but you can see that others are firing straight at the Venetian heavy infantry. And that's what you want. They're perfectly open and they're already engaged in combat, so they're not going to be using their shield to block any of the arrows, which is great. And same on this side over here. You can see the armored swordsmen and the Venetian heavy infantry. They're going to be shot at as well.
Steel and valiant hearts must be our walls now.
I don't know if there's anything up on those walls holding them back, but we're going to get some decent shots against them. Oh, they're actually trying to outflank my, oh, they're actually down here. Yeah, they're trying to get down and around, but we've got some Eagle Warriors from the Aztecs holding them back. One of the siege towers of flame. That is not good news for the English. He was planning to send more troops up. You can see he's redeploying a lot of his troops to this side. It would have been better, I think, to attack from 2 fronts. Like, this is a wall that we can easily control. And yes, I did get my cav around, and I am actually wiping out these units of Venetian heavy archers. But you can see we got a counterattack by the Hospitaller Knights. And they definitely outclassed my mailed knights, so this is probably a battle that I will lose. But that's really a fair trade-off. I've locked up these Hospitaller Knights and these heavy archers, and we're just getting tons of shots from the towers into them. So I'm more than happy to leave these units in here. But yeah, it looks like nothing so far is engaging forwards. You can see that the armored swordsmen are starting to move. He's really trying to go after a lot of these towers, but we're just redeploying a lot of our men over to this wall. You can see we've got some of the Chukwe? That sounds pretty right. I'm no Aztec expert, but I'd say that was closer than my first attempt. So yeah, he's sending those units up. They're going to hold the Venetians' feudal knights and heavy infantry in place. And I'm just going to continue with my crossbows to focus them down. A lot of fire arrows coming down, though, from the Venetian heavy archers on the other side of the wall. And more of the Venetian heavy infantry coming up. You can see the Aztecs moving, their Jaguar warriors, redeploying them. But yeah, over here, you can just see the... Oh! Looks like the gate is open. You can see on the wall just the piles of bodies that are overhanging. Those are all from, like, crossbow kills. So definitely make sure that you position your crossbows in a good position to be able to utilize them in a siege. Because if you leave them on the walls, they're either going to get killed by artillery or they're going to just get caught up by the heavy infantry. So Try to get some of the action shots here. Oh. They are making some good headway, though, against my men. But the Venetians, they have pretty poor morale. I noticed that the Venetians did not bring a Carroccio standard. But yeah, here comes a lot of the English. He's got a lot of these armored swordsmen. These armored sergeants. They're really not going to do too much on the walls. I find that they're pretty trash, but got a lot of archers over here as well. You can see that he has pushed and engaged a lot of his men into this flank, finally. But we got some of the Chuachique holding them back, and I will be deploying some of my men-at-arms as well to fight. So yeah, you can see them moving up to the front. And on the other side as well, I've got some dismounted broken lances against the feudal knights. A lot of arrows coming down, my goodness. He's got some heavy billmen in here as well.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Yeah, you can see we're making some headway there. The dismounted feudal knights, they do have quite a bit left, but they're winded, even though they've just joined the battle. My dismounted broken lances are just warmed up, and we've got the Jaguar warriors as well helping us out. And I believe that this Genoese crossbow unit, you can see the arrows just coming up, and they're just landing right into this pile of men, probably causing a lot of casualties. Got some arrow boys, or arrow warriors coming up from the town center. A lot of men just redeploying from the town center. We've got them on the back foot at this point. 27% of our troops have been slain, but 42% of the enemies. And a lot of their losses are right up here on the walls, as you can see. I've got some broken lances pushing forwards. Let's see if we can try and get a close-up shot of that. There we go. Yeah, the armored sergeants, they're gonna fight pretty hard. They do have the numbers, but my broken lances should be able to shred them. It's just such a big push. There's a lot of men up on the walls here. And then we've got the Chuachique on the other side fighting as well. They're using like little clubs to fight. Ooh. So taking a look at the overview of the battle, a lot of the inner streets of the castle have been effectively defended. The English tried to make a decent push in here, but they're just stalled by the Aztec Milan alliance. Yeah, the heavy billmen and feudal knights are trying to make some headway. They are getting some good kills on the Chuachique, but I've got my heavy infantry mixed in as well to help them out. Yeah, we got some of the, a lot of the arrow boys were actually killed.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
But yes, the general outside the walls was slain. You can see that a lot of Jaguar warriors were moved out into this position to get the longbows. I am also sending out some crossbows and my catapults, but the Venetian player locks up my catapults that I cannot fire. Basically just stalling it, though. I wasn't really worried. I'm not going to lose my entire crew. Just not really any good areas to get some good catapult fire. yeah, you can see more of the Chihuahua are moving out. So we're basically taking the fight to them at this point. And this wall has pretty much been effectively conquered. You can see that there's some more dismounted feudal knights from Venice coming in. There's some retinue longbows from England still alive. But yeah, a lot of the armored sergeants are routing at this point. We got some Aztec warriors down here that were routing. It looks like they tried to escape by coming down the ladders. But yeah, you can see that I've got some broken lances moving over here to defend. As soon as the feudal knights get up here, they're going to meet their death. Oops, sorry guys. Still getting the hang of the Medieval 2 camera. It's less refined, let's say, than the more recent Total Wars. But that's to be expected. This game is old and it just looks so crisp and so beautiful. So yeah, they've got some Venetian heavy archers still left, and a lot of their feudal knights are left. But at this point, we're pretty much just breaking through. You can see these feudal knights are trying to lock up my broken lances. It's the red versus the green. I thought it would be fitting to play as Milan just because my channel colors are kind of green, and to be honest, I think they're probably my favorite faction to play in Medieval 2, so I don't know where the Aztec alliance came into play. That's not really historically accurate, but they definitely earned our friendship after this battle, slaying a lot of the enemy for us. Yeah, down to 92, and they're pretty shaken. I've got some dismounted men-at-arms coming in behind. Yeah, we're actually pretty much just ignoring them. I'm just pushing past. Because I want to send all my troops over to here. I noticed that the Venetian player, a lot of his troops have decided not to climb the ladder. So they're just waiting here. And I'm going to bring all of my infantry around to attack them. If you look over at the English player, he pretty much doesn't have too much left, but he's making this last stand almost with his Culverine crew with the general, and he's got some armored sergeants and some longbows just that have returned from routing. So, yeah, he knows that this is probably not going to be conquered. Here we go. Getting a nice rear charge with some depleted units of broken lances and men-at-arms. But they should be able to make short work of these Venetian archers. And you can see I'm also sending my broken lances down the ladders to meet the feudal knights. And we've got some Chihuahua as well coming down the ladders to aid their Milanese brothers. They're brothers from another continent. A lot more of my infantry coming in as well. Should get a nice clash with these Venetian archers here. What are you guys doing? Are you scared of the archers? Charge in. Oh, they just broke. That's why. That's pretty funny. But yeah, how we looking here? You can see a lot of the Aztec armies moved out of the city at this point. I've got some Genoese crossbowmen just firing at some routing troops. But yeah, look at the carnage that happened outside the walls. That's why I thought this was a pretty good battle to upload for my 100 subscriber battle. It's nothing epic in as far as it being really close, but a lot of the fighting for this siege actually happened outside the walls, and that's not something that you see every day. So, yeah, looking back at this fight here, I was actually quite surprised that the Venetians they hold out here. They are not giving up without a fight, even though they're between the hammer and the anvil. A lot of my broken lances, as soon as they come down the ladder, they've been cut down, which was a little frustrating, but For some reason, whoops, for some reason they're only using the one ladder, but, you know. You can see a lot of the Aztec infantry is lining up. I think they notice that England's going to make their last stand. Very, very nice. And I've got my Genoese crossbows. I think at this point I notice that what England is doing. So I'm going to rush up my crossbows here. And we're going to move forwards together and slay the English once and for all. I guess the Culverine was out of ammo. You can see he's even got his armored sergeants in the Sheltron formation. That will allow them to hold a little bit longer, but they are very tired and they've already routed once. And we got some retinue longbows as well and some Sherwood archers. So they will probably get some good kills before the actual engagement. Where are you guys firing at? Yeah, there you go. You can see the retinue longbows. Just cutting down the Aztecs, but unfortunately there's too many of them. And I am also returning fire with my Genoese crossbows. Very nice. There's the English general fighting gloriously to the last man. Even more of the Chua coming in. I think he will hold on for a decent amount of time, but a lot of his men will not. These retinue longbows, they will hold themselves decently well in melee, but pretty much the only thing that's keeping them here is their general being alive. And he is in the front lines of battle, so he may die very quickly. So very nice there. Let's head back over to my fight against the Venetians. You can see that we pretty much engulfed them against this wall. And more broken lances are being sent on the ladders. Finally, they are actually using all of the ladders, which is proper, so we can actually get more than one man on the ground at a time. And there's the English general. A valiant death. And that's the thing, is that these Venetian dismounted feudal knights, their general is already dead, but they are still holding on, which is crazy. Whoops. Sorry again. Just trying to get some good angles for you guys to see the action. Haven't seen any leg sweeps right now, but not a lot of two-handed units in this battle.
Flees the battle. Run down those worthless peasants.
I believe that is the English player. He admitted defeat at this point. So about 50% of our force is dead, but 91% of the enemies have been slain. And that's a pretty fair trade-off, I would say. If they had a third attacker, that definitely would have helped them out a bit, but also just attacking at the same time would have been better for them. And my broken lances decide to go back up the ladder. These dismounted men-at-arms have actually routed, so they are fleeing. Yeah, a lot of my men routing, which is really, really frustrating. But at the same time, you can see that we have been completely successful against the English. But sending some more dismounted feudal knights into the battle. These feudal knights have not seen any action yet, so they are very fresh, which is excellent for us.
The battle is in our favor.
Yeah, I think we know it's in our favor.
Wholehearted victory will be ours.
And I've activated my Genoese crossbowmen. They're firing over the walls at the feudal knights as well. And I do have a unit of Genoese crossbowmen over there, and I will be moving them up as well to shoot into the flanks of these feudal knights because they just will not break. You can see that I'm sending even more feudal knights up to come down the ladders just to try to get rid of them. But look at the carnage on these walls. That is crazy. And on the ground as well. Some pretty heavy fighting. A lot of dead men today. A lot of dead Aztecs and a lot of dead Milanese, but yeah, you can see the Genoese crossbowmen are firing now, so gonna get some pretty good shots into the rear of these dismounted feudal knights. Also another unit of feudal knights coming. Ooh, yeah, getting hit pretty hard there. And looks like one of them is broken, the other one is wavering. Come on, break. There they go, finally. This guy getting one last kill before he's slain. But yeah, that's pretty much the battle at this point, guys. There is actually one unit left. Venetian heavy infantry that have not broken. So we just have to wait for them to be broken by the Aztecs, and then we will end the battle. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward just a little bit here. But I just want to thank you guys so much for all your continued support on my channel. Reaching 100 subscribers in about 7 months it just blows me away. When I started my channel, I really only expected to have about 30 to 40. I'll just slow it down. 30 to 40 subscribers. I never really thought it would be anything that many people would be interested in. I mainly did start it just for me to have some place to kind of save some pretty cool battles as well. But I've met a lot of great people since I started YouTubing, and I just really appreciate your continued support. So thank you so much. And let me know if you guys are looking for any additional content on my channel. I do cover most of the Total Wars, but I would like in the future to get some more Napoleon content and Empire Total War content as well. But yeah, really thankful for how much you guys have supported my channel. So there is the end of the battle, so that marks the 100 subscriber battle replay. Thanks very much to James the Great for attending. Thanks very much to my enemies for playing as well. So taking a look at the stats, about deploying 4,600 men there, 4,700. So the attackers actually had less men, which is interesting. But the Milanese getting 1,800 kills, the Aztecs 940, and the enemies getting 133 and 982. Taking a look at who got the most, 133 by broken lances. And that looks like it, but really effective with the crossbows, getting about 400 kills total there. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching. Comment and subscribe if you would like to see more Medieval on my channel. I definitely plan on getting more Medieval 2 content there, just because it's kind of been a forgotten relic, and I really think it needs to be a part of any YouTuber's channel. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and as always, I will see you in the next one.